How y'all doing? James King, staff at Dell Technologies. I know there's a lot of startups here and a lot of stuff where we're talking about like journeys and everything. I figured I'd throw something in where I would talk about really expensive mistakes, which are great to just highlight as well. So as a software engineer, my biggest thing I tell my junior engineers is Yagni, you ain't gonna need it. So every time they say, we gotta do this, I'm like, Yagni, Yagni, Yagni. Then solid, then dry. But I do that, and then we get to learn lessons when you run products since the 80s and figure out you didn't need it. So we have products where we like monitor stuff. I'm not gonna try and do sales pitches. We monitor things. So we build this stuff, do scores, blah, blah, blah. What that means though is we need a bunch of data. Problem with Dell is everything that we have is by buying people. So we're talking about tons of portfolio stuff where we just are like, hey, we'll buy you, we'll buy you, buy you. You have data? Send us data. And we have to create custom ingest mechanisms for everybody, right? So, you know, we bought all these companies all the way from the 80s up through now, and we ended up with, you know, us saying, hey, I want to have an ingest pipeline. So like anything, we started way back and we did a thing we bought, we sent it to some NFS share, and we created a cron job that just went from the NFS share and threw it into some big data warehouse, right? Now that works, right? And I'm saying 2004 because guess what? It's still running today. So then you say, okay, let's buy another company. Let's just add another product transformer, right? And then add a new thing. And this all works great, right? And then we do another company, and we keep adding and adding and adding. And then someone finally says like, hey, you're using FTP, that's not secure. You need to make that secure. You would think. No, we invent something ourselves. And make a totally custom protocol for securing our data. And we have our own pipe and invent it and make it so we have to go on everything. And guess what? It works on dial-up. So we have that working. So we do that, right? And we have all this in place. And, you know, we're circa, 3 years ago. And, you know, OpenTelemetry shows up. And, you know, some people, I'm a staff engineer, I go and I'm like, hey guys, can we do OpenTelemetry? This sounds awesome. We don't have to have all this NFS share craziness. So of course, we just add more things. And we end up with like, yeah, we stuck an OpenTelemetry collector over there, and we have our homegrown thing, and we have collectors over here, right? Just more. More is better. Now, the challenge is like, this is where we are today, and you find yourself with 3 data centers running 3 Kubernetes or Cloud Foundry clusters with over 2 to 4 terabytes of RAM, hundreds of terabytes of data, because this system, while I give it a hard time, there's 500,000 systems pushing back into it, and we're taking in 20 terabytes a day. But, you know, no, everyone just thinks add. And the whole point of this, you know, conversation is, how do we start to think about the opposite approach, right? Take away. And, you know, with startups and everyone, I just want to throw it out there, we're builders, right? Even working at a big company, I'm a builder. I always want to just pull out code and solve the problem. So I just want to kind of put it in front of everyone, like, this is the new solution. It's going to go from like 3 data centers and $5 to $10 million a year to run to like $1 million to run a year. And it's going to save us a boatload of money. So just want to kind of throw it in there of, you know, when you're starting to do things, the best code is no code. If you don't have to write any code, that's the best thing ever. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to maintain it. You don't have to test it. And start questions if assumptions have changed. For us, like, I gave you something that's been around for a very long time, so assumptions have changed. But for a lot of you, your assumptions will change in 6 months, in 9 months, in a year, that type of thing. So I just think it's a good kind of thing to think about and throw into your meetings. I put it in sprint planning now, where we say like, what can we delete with my team? And then we can sometimes just say like, yeah, that test is useless, get rid of it. And it saves us a lot of effort. So 4 minutes, 37 seconds. Thank you so much.